If you're thinking about moving to Jacksonville, one of the biggest questions you've probably asked yourself is, what's the traffic like? Maybe you've heard horror stories from other cities, or you've lived in places where it feels like every trip across town eats up your day, and now you're wondering, is Jacksonville any better? Or will commuting here feel just as stressful? Well, let's make this easier to figure out, because the truth is Jacksonville is a big city, but how it's laid out and how people move through it is totally different from places like Tampa or Miami. And that matters if you're trying to picture your future day-to-day life. Hey, I'm Josh Rogers with the F3 Home Team at Real Broker. My team and I help families relocate to Jacksonville and settle into the neighborhood that fits not just their budget or home wish list, but their lifestyle, especially when it comes to daily routines like getting to work, school, or appointments. So if you're planning a move and you're trying to make sense of which areas fit your pace of life, just shoot me a quick text. That's how most people start the conversation with me and my team, and I help them get through their tough questions and find them the homes that fits their lifestyle. All right, let's break down how commutes actually feel in Jacksonville. One of the biggest things that helps in Jacksonville is how the city is spread out. It's not crammed into one tight downtown core. Instead, you've got multiple pockets of commercial areas, residential neighborhoods, and job centers across different sides of the city. That means people aren't all funneling into the same exact place at the same time every morning. You've got the South Side, San Marco, Mandarin, eTown, Bartram, and the beaches, all with their own mix of housing, shopping, schools, and business centers. So depending on where you live and where you work, there's often a more direct route than you'd expect. Jacksonville also has some key highways that make things move more smoothly, like I-295, JTB, I-95, and 9B. These aren't just random letters and numbers on a map. They actually help break the city into easy access points. For example, if you're living in Bartram or eTown, you can get to downtown or the Mayo Clinic in 20 to 25 minutes using 295 and JTB. If you're in Mandarin, you've got direct access across the Buckman Bridge to NAS Jacks or even Orange Park. These highways loop and connect in ways that really help spread out the traffic and give you more than one route to where you need to be. Now, that doesn't mean there's no traffic, but it's rarely stop and go for long stretches unless there's a crash or construction. Most of the time, it flows. And once you've lived here a few weeks, you'll learn when to leave and which routes make life easier. Another thing to know is that a lot of people here have hybrid or flexible work setups. So unlike cities where everyone hits the road at 8 a.m. sharp, Jacksonville's traffic patterns feel more staggered. There's a peak, sure, but it's not always gridlock. If you're a healthcare worker, for example, living near Mayo Clinic, Baptist South, or the South Bank Medical Corridor can save you serious time each week. And if you're commuting to the beaches or to downtown, there are neighborhoods that keep you close without putting you in the middle of the chaos. If you're nodding along and starting to wonder which neighborhoods give you the kind of commute that works for your life, just shoot me a text. I'll help you narrow it down without guessing. That's what I do every day, matching people with places that make sense for their lifestyle and needs. Now, I'm not here to paint some perfect picture. There are parts of Jacksonville that do get busy during rush hour. Places like State Road 210, parts of I-95, and the Buckman Bridge can back up during peak times. But the difference here is that it doesn't usually feel overwhelming or constant. Most locals will tell you that once they settle into a routine, it's very manageable. There's also something about the feel of the commute. You've got wide roads, a lot of greenery, and a slower pace. You're not squeezing between high-rises or crawling through downtown bottlenecks. It's just easier on your nerves. So if your move to Jacksonville is hinging on how daily life will feel, including commute times and traffic flow, I hope this gives you some clarity. It's not perfect, but it is better than what most people expect. And if you choose the right neighborhood, it can really make a difference. So if you're seriously considering a move and want someone to help you figure out where to live based on your commute, school needs, or daily schedule, just text me. I'll give you real answers to help you make the right decisions and narrow down your options. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.